Hey everybody, this is Kristen from A Voice and a View. Hope you are all doing well out there, dealing with the smoke, the chemical smoke. Just a quick note, guys. I noticed there was a lot of comments under my video. I'm probably not gonna be commenting or answering comments, guys, because I learned a long time ago that it just causes chaos, more chaos. Okay, you try to give out information and someone doesn't agree with it, so then they get upset and they post, and then you post, and then it just goes back and forth and back and forth. And I try to stay away from anything negative. And thank you all for, the good comments and well, even the bad ones, guys, because I understand there are people suffering with all of this stuff and they're frustrated. I get it. And there was a comment from someone up in Canada and they were very angry, and I just want to say, I know you guys are going through craziness up there, and I'm not disrespecting you at all. I am French Canadian as well, part French Canadian. So all my brothers and sisters up there, peace, deuces. Hope you guys are okay up there. No disrespect at all. And I understand your comments and your frustrations, and you guys probably deal with this, obviously, more than we do down here. You've had a lot more fires. But I just don't I don't want to cause a domino effect of, I used to be on social media and comment here and comment there, but it can cause a lot of negativity, and I just try to stay away from it. So anyone that's making comments under my videos, I appreciate them, and thank you. I hope my information helps you. And even if you don't agree with it, we all have different opinions. Everything is duality, guys. There's always two sides. And someone once said, her name's Dottie on YouTube. But anyways, she said there's always three sides, right? His side, her side, and the truth. So if you want to look at it in that perspective, but we all have different perspectives, and from what we've experienced in our own lives and where we've lived, and so you really can't discard most opinions, guys, because everybody lives a different experience. I know there's bots on there too, and if you guys don't know what bots are fake accounts. They're not even people. Okay? If there's someone usually with no picture on their little bubble, or they're just making a ridiculous comment to get you upset, those are usually bots. Okay? Because they purposely want you to stay fighting. Guys, it's insane. When you start learning about everything happening in the world and what things really are, you start understanding that when somebody makes a comment, a very negative comment, okay, where they know it's going to trigger people, they'll use a bot. It's a fake account. It's not a person, guys. And And I'll see people commenting, and they'll start calling people names and whatever. Guys, please stop doing this. Don't even respond. Ignore, okay? Make ignoring them your answer. Because you don't have to prove yourself to anyone but yourself. Okay? Don't let them drag you in to a negative conversation that just makes you so frustrated and mad, where it brings other people into it, and this person's saying this and this person's saying that, and they do this on purpose, guys. It lowers your frequency. Anything to get you fighting. Democrat, Republican. As long as they can put you in the middle, as long as they can get you fighting with someone else that doesn't agree with your opinion. Okay, this is with everything. It's not just one subject. They know everyone is going to have a different view. So what better way to start this over here to get someone commenting over there? Okay, so like I said, I try to stay out of that mess. I put out my opinion because I have a view. I have freedom of speech. And I use it. May not be the same opinion as someone else, but like I said, we all have different opinions. And our opinions matter because we've all experienced different things. Someone might have more education in a subject than others. Okay, I don't have any experience with fire prevention, fire management. I don't. But what I've learned over the years on this awakening journey, you see patterns. You see information. You learn. It's almost like a online college, guys. And you learn a lot from the comments, actually. People put a lot of good information out there. When something happens, you'll find out that this person is in that area and they're saying this, and they get on there and do a video and they show you what's actually happening. You start to learn the truth from the public, from the people that are out there, doing it. And it's not a journalist, guys. These aren't like paid journalists. These are like YouTubers or people online. Or just someone just out there doing their day-to-day, and they notice something happening and they post it. An entrepreneur. There's so many different posts that you get from different people around the world. But that's what's great about social media, okay, is that you find out the truth from the people. It's not always about the news agencies, guys. You got people with feet on the ground that are out there videotaping what's going on. So I kind of went on a little rant there, but I just wanted everybody to know I appreciate all your comments, and my heart goes out to Canadians up there. No disrespect at all. I know you guys are going through hell up there. I try to look at so many different views, guys. You have to. You have to look at someone else's perspective and what they're going through. And I know they're going through a lot worse than we are in this area. A lot worse. So my heart and prayers go out to you all up there. And for Minnesota fires and any fires anywhere, guys, if you haven't experienced this stuff on a personal basis, okay, you don't know. You don't know what someone's actually gone through. You may think you know, but no, you don't. It's the same thing like, If you've experienced something drastic in your life, you want somebody that has that experience, and so that you can communicate with them, and so they understand you and understand what you went through. Okay, it's not just someone randomly saying, "Oh, I know how you feel." No, there's a lot of situations where someone doesn't know how you feel. Okay, if they haven't been through the same thing, they're not going to understand. So we always have to look at other perspectives. There's never just one view, guys. There's so many different viewpoints, depending on the event, depending on the tragedy that someone went through. But my views are from what I have learned on my own, from what I have studied. Like I said, I don't have any personal experience with fire prevention or fire management or forest fires. I don't have any experience in that. Okay, I did have some family members that were firefighters though. But this is from my own experiences of learning, okay, about being out in this stuff for many, many years, and seeing the patterns and understanding the difference between wildfire smoke and chemical smells. Okay. So anyways, I'm not going to keep going around and round about it. This is my view, and I know a lot of other people agree. And if you don't agree, that's fine. So I'll leave that there. And here's another thing that I wanted to do today, guys. And I don't remember what YouTuber this was for sure. But I'm pretty sure that what I'm going to talk about, what I'm going to do by the end of this video, has to do with this YouTuber. And I'm pretty sure his name is Dutch Sinse. DUTCHSINSE. Okay, this guy, he is so intelligent. It's incredible. So talented. I don't watch him anymore, or I haven't for quite a long time. But he's still on there, still doing it. Incredible information. And I'll tell you why I'm talking about him, okay? But this guy predicts earthquakes. And big earthquakes. I mean, he predicts earthquakes all over the world. He understands about the ley lines. He understands how the pressure from one earthquake can move in several different directions. And he can predict earthquakes from wherever an earthquake happens. He knows where the next one's going to hit and around the size of the earthquake. Okay, and around the time. He gives like a time frame for when the next earthquakes hit. And he gives warnings. Now, this is incredible stuff, guys. I mean, seismologists have been out there forever. But this guy's a YouTuber. He's not even in the areas of the earthquakes. But he can predict, where the next ones are going to happen, around how big they're going to be, where they're going to be, and he gives warnings to the people, to the public. Okay? I just find him so incredible. Watched him for years. And I learned so much information from him. Just by, what he talked about during his shows. And he goes live at times when big earthquakes hit. He gives like a daily, I think he's on there once a day, if I remember right. Like a daily update. I've actually sent him it was like a Bigfoot shirt at one point. He would get gifts from his viewers, right? And I did this once. But I sent him some, I think it was some fudge and a Bigfoot shirt. You know, stuff from the UP of Michigan. But anyways, this guy's incredible. And if you are in an earthquake prone zone, go watch him and subscribe, because he gives you warnings, guys. If you're, like I said, if you're in if you're in an earthquake prone area, he will give you warnings. And that way you can be prepared. And his motto, guys, is don't be scared, be prepared. Now, I've lived by this for years, from that one saying of his, right? Don't be scared, be prepared. Just like I say, you know, be the observer. You know, don't take all the information in, be the observer. Don't be scared, okay? Just pay attention to what's going on around you, but don't live in fear. But this is his motto. And he always promotes having like an emergency backpack, okay, full of important documents, water, you know, a little food, whatever. If you're in an area that has these issues, it's good to have a backpack, an emergency backpack, close by to where you can grab and go. You never know with these fires, okay? But the reason I bring him up, oh, my hair looks kind of crazy, but the reason I bring him up is because I am almost positive that he was the one that I heard this from years ago. I remember, and I can't remember if it was New Zealand or Australia. I think it was New Zealand. But anyways, they really needed rain, guys. Badly. And I'm pretty sure it was him. But anyways, so he was talking about praying for New Zealand for rain. And he wanted everybody to do it. And you know, I talk about this, guys, about the power of your prayers, your intentions, your words, and how powerful you are. And let me tell you guys, he's got a lot of followers too. And I don't remember how many followers he had when I was watching, but I just looked him up a few minutes ago to make sure he was still doing his videos. And he was somewhere around 500,000. But yeah, he wanted everybody to pray. Wanted everybody to pray for rain for them. And guys, it wasn't very long. It was like a matter of like a couple days or something. And they started getting floods. Oh, a message just came in. Yeah, they got so much rain, they got floods. So I want you to think about this today, guys. I was astonished at the time. I couldn't believe it. And this was an area that is not prone for flooding, right? This is what I talk about, and what I have learned is that the power of your mouth, the power of prayer, the power of your intentions, good or bad. When you pray for something to happen, And when you have multiple people doing it, that prayer is more powerful. And when you have hundreds and thousands of people praying for something to happen, just imagine what you can do with it. And that's what happened after he said this. He said, pray for rain. And then he said something about, let's all send a prayer right now for rain or something, or within the next couple days, he said. It was something like that. But this was years ago. And like I said, I'm pretty sure it was New Zealand. Something is hitting my car. It's a confirmation. But anyways, guys, this is what I want you to do. I'm going to make this like a little experiment. Oh, I just had a dove fly right by me, guys. Confirmation. I'm going to do a little experiment. And I want you to help me with it. I want you to pray for rain for the Canadian fires, Minnesota fires, and all the fires. But I want you to use your I ams. Okay? Say, I am sending rain to the Canadian fires, Minnesota fires, and any other wildfires. And so it shall be, and so it is. Okay, I want to make this an experiment. The more people that say it with good intentions, I want to see what happens. I want to see another dove coming in, guys. Another confirmation. I want to see what happens with this. It worked the first time years ago, but my intuition earlier kicked in, and it reminded me of what happened last time. So I want to do this. I want to make this an experiment. And I don't know how many people are going to see my video and pray for rain. But for whoever's watching, please do this. With good intentions, please send rain for the Canadian fires and for other fires. Okay? And use your I am, because the I am is so powerful. Okay? Let's see what happens. And I'm going to end this video here. And I will also leave Dutch Sense, the link for Dutch Sense, in the comments, guys. You got to check him out. I mean, just listening to him, for someone that can predict all different kinds of earthquakes all over the world and know when the next ones are going to happen. It's incredible. But go check them out. So that's it, guys. Let's see what happens with these prayers, and see you next time. All right, sending you all love, light, and healing, and prayers for Canada and anyone dealing with wildfires and anyone dealing with all this smoke. So, okay, this is Kristen from A Voice and a View. Peace, love, and light, guys. Stay safe out there, and try not to breathe all this stuff in as much as possible, okay? All right, love you all. Bye.